हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम इंटीग्रल्स के बारे में पढ़ने वाले हैं, बट बिफोर दिस आई जस्ट गिव यू सम स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन. एज वी नो दैट इफ आई से दैट y इक्वल टू एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 4, then dy by dx you will find as 2x. And if I also give you y equal to x square plus 5, then in that case also dy by dx is equals to 2x. If I take another case y equal to x square minus 5, even in that case dy by dx is going to be 2x. I think you are well aware like why do we find this dy by dx. So primarily if we want to find the tangent at the given curve, like for example this if I take y equal to x square, even in that case dy by dx will be equals to 2x. And now I'm taking this y equal to x square. This is a parabola. This is the equation of this is the graph of the parabola y equal to x square. So what that dy by dx reflects, what does it show? It shows like if I want to find the tangent, or let's say this at this point, if I want to find tangent, then I can find it. I should have few things. First, that point, let's say this point is x1 comma y1. Then if I have to find this equation of tangent, then equation of tangent you write normally as y minus y1 x minus x1 and dy by dx at this point. Let's say this point is p, at p. So tangent, normally when we have to find tangent, we find dy by dx normally on a, like, there are other uses also, but this is the prime use. For that we find dy by dx, and that dy by dx is the slope. But now the situation can be different. What different is, sometimes you might get that dy by dx. If I give you dy by dx, you let's say this is 3 and this is x square. For example, this is 3x square, this is dy by dx. But we get the situation like if you know the slope or you know the derivative of the given function, then can you find the original function? Like, there is some y, you don't know, for the time being you don't know this what is your original function, but you know the derivative. So, and this, let's say in interval some ab means it is defined in some interval ab, and this dy by dx is also given 3x square in this ab. So if I have to find the function whose derivative is this, so we have to go in some different way, and that way will be the reverse process of that differentiation that we normally used in previous chapters. So the reverse process which will give me the function y is called the process of finding antiderivative. So antiderivative, or you may say primitive, is actually to find the original function. And what that antiderivative, if I have to find y, it means there is something which can remove this dy by dx. And how to remove this, there is a process that is called integration, and that is this sign is called this sign is this is the operator. This operator, the role of this operator is it is the antiderivative. It means if I find this, then according to this operator I will get y, or y here it could be y plus c, because exactly I don't know what constant can be. You can see in all that cases 1 2 3 the derivative was 2x 2x 2x, but the original function was different all the time. Even in that case it was different. So that difference, which here you can see 4, this 5, then this constant term here it is 0. See, these constant terms are represented by C. So this is now in short we can say that of antiderivative operation, or you can say okay, operation will give me that function y. So I have written here something that all formulas that gives all these antiderivatives means you have this some formula through which you are going to get this original function is called indefinite integrals. What does it mean? Just suppose d by dx, if I want to find this sin x, then this derivative of sin x is cos x, and if I want to find the integration, then I'll take this sin d by dx, this is sin x, and here I'll take cos x, and this is with respect to this dx. So this operation integration will come and this will be written as sin x, and this is going to be cos dx. Here it is c also. So this is integration of cos x. The formula you are going to get, that integration of cos x is sin x plus c, or in more general we can say simply that cos x dx derivative is antiderivative is sin x, or we can also read it as integration of cos x dx is sin x. C sometimes if it is alone then we write c, otherwise we may also this c can also be obtained uniquely when some more informations are given. So you can write this plus c this way also, you can write here and there also, or so these are some, this is one of the formula, and this formula is your indefinite integrals. Why? Or because this is one of the formula, there are many more formulas, so this is one of the formula. And why it is called indefinite integrals? Because you can see you are not going to find some not unique function corresponding to cos x. So there are infinite antiderivatives of cos x. So this is just the example, and now let's discuss something else also. Why do we need this integration? So first, that sometimes you will get some derivatives and you have to find the origin function, so for that we use indefinite integrals. Also, if you have to find area, like this is the curve and this is defined in this interval a to b, and I have to find this area, even in that time we use this indefinite integrals, or because we are making them in some limit, or we are making the boundaries. So if we are making the boundaries, we can find this area uniquely, and that area will be definite means you are going to get the fixed answer. Here it's infinite answers, but in that case when you are supposed to find area, you are going to get definite area, and definite area will be find with the help of integration, because we have limits. If the intervals are closed, you will get the definite integrals. Here this c we called c the constant of integration. See, this c is called constant of integration, and you can also say this is perimeter also. C is also called, you can say arbitrary constant or arbitrary constant, or so this is perimeter or arbitrary constant. So now we are going to define finally what is integration. In we'll take the help of the definition that is given in many books. Integration when we are saying integration, it means we are talking about the process. Integration and inverse process, we can say word by word, process of differentiation. So this is the process, and differentiation, we also know differentiation means the process. And if function is given, if you want to find dy by dx, the process is called differentiation. And again, if differentiation is, the derivative is given and you are finding the function, original function, so the process to find the original function is called integration. So some of the by observation we can think of, for example, if I give you that cos x d by dx sin x, as you know, this is cos x. So we take integration sin d by dx, this is sin x, and here you can write this cos x dx. So this derivative, this, because this sign is antiderivative, so this will be sin x and this will be cos x integration. And dx means we are taking x as a variable of integration, so this we can write c also. So this is one of the formula that you have obtained. Now similarly we can obtain some other formulas by observation. D by dx, you know, if it is cos x, answer is minus sin x. So if I take integration both side, then it is cos x, and here it is, you can write this as also sin x dx. So this is going to be cos x, and this is minus sin x dx. This sign you can write here and write c also as a constant. So this is the another formula. So all formulas are just the inverse process of I have obtained from the inverse process of differentiation. So you can write that antiderivative of sin x or integration of sin x is minus cos x plus c. Sometimes if I give you questions like this, x square, 3x square, if I give you that this is derivative of d by dx and this is y something 3x square. Okay, so can you think of what the original function can be? You have to just observation, you can apply some observation that y can be it can be x cube plus some constant you may take as c. So you can obtain y equal to x cube plus c this way also. So by observation you can think of like how you can get the original function. There are some properties of integration. The first property is d by dx fx dx is equal to fx plus c. So this c is the constant. You can say previously we have also discussed, this is you can say perimeter or the constant of integration. And if it is second property is d by dx fx dx and d by dx gx dx, it means if two and these antiderivatives are equal, so in that case we say fx and gx are equivalent. We are not saying they are equal because this is a family of curve and this is also the family of curves, so they are little different in terms of constant. So that's why we don't say them they are equal, we say they are equivalent. Third one is d by dx fx plus gx dx. So you can find this as fx plus gx, or you may say integration of fx plus integration of gx. You may also note, you can write it like this way, that if fx plus this is gx, I am writing this here, fx plus gx, if there are two function you can take integration separately gx dx. So this is the similar part of third. And if it is constant k into fx dx, then k fx dx you can take out from the integration. So this is the fourth one. And fifth one is, you know, combination of third and fourth. So fifth one we are not discussing here, we'll discuss that in the problems. So let's start the problems of first exercise. Okay, question number 1 is find an antiderivative or integral of the following by method of observation or method of inspection. You can say observation or inspection. So this sine 2x, if you differentiate cos 2x, then somewhere if I do d by dx of this is I'm going to get sine 2x somewhere. So if this sign is taken this side, so you can write this d by dx also, and this sign can be taken inside cos 2x, and this is now sine 2x. So by the method of antiderivative, you can see that your sine 2x, the antiderivative of sine 2x will be minus cos 2x, and here is one more because you have to multiply it by 2 also, so this 2 will come here. So by just observation you can see that your sine 2x and integration of sine 2x, or you say antiderivative of sine 2x, is minus cos 2x by 2. So this is by just observation we have done. We'll use formulas also in coming questions, but in first question we'll be discussing by just method of inspection. So e2x, if I differentiate d by dx e2x, then my answer is going to be e2x, and chain rule, you apply chain rule, then you are going to get this. So e2x, you can write this e2x by 2, and you differentiate, if you differentiate e2x by 2, so you are going to get e2x. So it means the antiderivative, here also we can write antiderivative or integration of sine 2x is minus cos 2x upon 2, and here antiderivative is e2x upon 2. So this is just how you can observe and can write the antiderivatives. Here also you see that ax plus b, if I ask you ax plus b whole cube, if I give you, then this will be 3, derivative of this will be 3 ax plus b square and a. So ax plus b, you keep it this side, and here then it is ax plus b whole cube, and this 3a you bring down 3a and write this d by dx. So antiderivative of ax plus b whole square is ax plus b cube upon 3a. So antiderivative of ax plus b whole square is ax plus b cube upon 3a. Now we discussed that fifth part also, because here now there are two functions, but again you can think of how you can find this. If I take cos 2x, and if you divide cos 2x by 2, we have already seen sin 2x का एंटीडेरिवेटिव हमने देख लिया, एंड इसका भी एंटीडेरिवेटिव हमने देखा. सो e3x का अगर हम इसको 3 से डिवाइड कर दें, एंड जो 4 है ऑलरेडी है वो वहीं पे रहने दें. सो आप अब जस्ट बाय ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ दीज 3 क्वेश्चंस यू कैन राइट दिस इज द एंटीडेरिवेटिव. सी antiderivative of the given function, given derivative, you can say this is given function or given function. Okay, so you can verify your answer this way also. If you differentiate this cos 2x by 2, so cos 2x is sin 2x minus sin 2x minus plus sin 2x by 2, so 2 cancel, sin 2x you'll get it, and e3x derivative is e3x into 3, so 3 will get cancelled, so 4e3x. So directly you can think of this. Now rest of the question, this is just the method of inspection, but basically this is the just introduction. We'll be discussing the formulas, and with the help of the formulas we'll be finding the integration. Okay, let's see. So now see this question number 6, 4e3x plus 1 dx. You have to find the integration of this function. So just give you some formula of integration. I'm writing it once. So ex dx, the integration will be ex plus c, and similarly integration of xn dx will be xn plus 1 upon n plus 1. So these are the two important formulas that we are going to use in these 4 questions. Now you see The first one, according to the properties of integration, we can separate that integration with 4e3x and 4 1 dx separately. So this can be written as, this is 4e3x dx plus this is 1 dx. So this constant property number 3, you can take it out. So this is e3x dx, and this you can write this as x0 also dx. So according to this rule, your integration of e3x, we have seen in the method of inspection also, that e3x upon 3, and this is 4, and plus you can write c1 here for this, and x0 you can apply this power rule. So x0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1 plus c2. And in general we do not use two constants, so we can write this combinedly as e3x upon 3 plus this is x upon 1 plus c. So here that c means this is the sum of c1 plus c2, because sum of two constant will be again a constant. Now let's discuss this question number 7. This is x square 1 minus 1 upon x square dx. So first you open this bracket, this x square minus 1. If you open this, this is your dx. So now directly apply this, rather than writing this in two parts of integration, we can do in just once. X square, you power rule you apply, then this is 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1, and minus 1, you know that 1 we have founded integration of 1, it was x. So here you can write that directly, or you can think of x0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1 and write that c. So this is going to be x3 upon 3, and this is going to be x plus c. So this is the answer. Now come to this question. This is root x minus 1 upon root x square. So you don't have any, you cannot apply here any formula that I gave you directly. So you have to just simplify this first. You open this bracket, a square plus b square minus 2ab formula. So this is x plus this is 1 upon x, and this is going to be 2 into root x, and this is 1 upon root x, and you can write here as dx. But here some very important thing has come, that you cannot take 1 upon x, you cannot apply here n. Here I should have mentioned this, that n cannot be equals to minus 1. Why n cannot be equal to minus 1? Because if n equal to minus 1, then this is minus 1 plus 1, this denominator will become not defined, so will become 0, and as a result this complete function will become not defined. So here it is important to know that xn, this n cannot be equal to minus 1. So here you cannot apply this formula, power rule. So we can apply here this power rule, and for this we are going to describe you another formula. 1 upon x dx is equal to log x plus c. So this is another formula, and here we are assuming that x greater than 0. If we don't assume, then we have to use log 1 upon x dx is as log mod x. Okay, so start now this x, this is 1, so you can write this as x square upon 2. Now you start doing it directly. This is going to be log x, because we are assuming x as positive. This is 2 only, so you can write this as 2, and you can write as x0 also. So this is going to be 2x. x0 we have already found that x0, if it is x0 then integration will be x, and this is the constant. Now next one is, here you are getting another problem, that you cannot directly integrate this. So we can do like this, that x cube, this root x is actually minus 1 by 2, so with each term you divide this. This is 3x 1 minus 1 by 2, and this is 4, this minus 1 by 2. So you have taken this root x with all terms. Now you have to simplify this further. This can be written as minus 1 by 2, this is 5 by 2, this is 3x, and this is 1 by 2, and this is 4x minus 1 by 2. Now we can apply the power rule. First power rule के according x 5/2 plus 1 upon 5/2 plus 1. Here this is 3x 1/2 plus 1. Here also 1/2 plus 1 you have to do, plus 4x minus 1/2 plus 1 upon minus 1/2 plus 1 plus right c also. So this you can simplify. This is x 7/2 and this will be 7/2, so 2/7 you can write it like this. Now this 3 and this is going to be 3/2, so you can write this as 2/3 and this is x 3/2, and this one will be 4x 1/2. Here also is going to be 1/2. This is 1, so this is again 1/2 plus c. So final answer is has just come, x 7/2 plus this 3 you can cancel. This is 2 x 3/2 and this 2 will get multiplied, so this becomes 8, or you can write 4x 1/2, or you can write this as root x also c. So this is the power rule. With the help of power rule we have found this solution. So I can explain you again. So you see this is x cube upon x you do first. So x root x is 1/2, so it goes up, exponent will be negative. Similarly 3x, this exponent go up, it will become minus 1/2. This is 4 and this exponent, this completely will go up, it will become x minus 1/2. So according to this you first simplify. This is x 5/2, this is 3x 1/2, this is 4x minus 1/2 dx. So apply this power rule, and this becomes x 5/2 plus 1 upon 5/2 plus 1. This becomes 3x 1/2 plus 1 upon 1/2 plus 1. 4x minus 1/2 plus 1 minus 1/2 plus 1 plus c. So this is 2/7. This is, you can simplify, this is 7/2, so reciprocal you do, then 2/7 x 7/2. This 3 will get cancelled, this is 3/2 and 2x 3/2, 4x 1/2 and this is also 1/2 plus c. So 2/7 x 7/2 plus 2x 3/2 and this is 2 into 4, 8 root x, because x 1/2 exponent of x as 1/2 can also be written as root x, and lastly you write c as a constant of integration. Okay, let's do this question number 14. This is 1 minus x root x. You do not have any product formula integration, so we will not use that also, it will come later on. So we start this question and try to solve with the two rules that I gave you earlier. So it can be written as, you take this side root x and this can be written x root x, this is dx. So this x is actually this 1/2 and this can be written as 1 and this is 1/2, so x is going to be 3/2 dx. Now apply this x 1/2 plus 1 upon 1/2 plus 1 minus x 3/2 plus 1 upon 3/2 plus 1 plus c. So this is x, this is 3/2 and this will be 3/2, so you can write that as reciprocal 2/3, and this is 5x 5/2 and this can be written as 2/5 and this is c. So this is the integration of the question number 14. Now this question you see, इसमें आपका cos x का इंटीग्रेशन भी आ रहा है, ex का इंटीग्रेशन भी आ रहा है, and you all have that, you have done that. 2x first we can integrate 2x का जो होगा 2x, this is 1 plus 1 upon 2 and minus 3. cos x का जो इंटीग्रेशन है, this is sin x and ex का इंटीग्रेशन is ex and you can write that c. So simply you just have to write, this is x, 2 will get cancelled, so this is x square and this is 3 sin x, this is ex plus c. I'm writing the formula also for here. Cos x का जो formula है, cos x dx is sin x and ex derivative is ex and xn is all dx, you use dx. So this is xn plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c here also, plus c here also, plus c here also. So these three formulas we have used so far, And C, I already told you that C1, C2, C3, if you take, you know, C1, C2, C3 separately, so togetherly we can take that as C. Okay, now come to this question. This is sec square x dx, this is cosec square x. So simplify this, you can write this sec is as 1 upon cos square x, and one, this cosec square can be written as sin square x, and this is dx. So ultimately you can write this tan square x dx. Now this integration of tan square is, you can write this as also sec square x dx. So this is the integration of tan square x. So we know that, sorry, this sec square x minus 1, this is the formula of tan square x, and we have rules of integration that sec square x, you can take this separately dx, and you can write this 1 dx separately. The integration of this sec square x is tan x, and this, you know already, this is x, and you can together you can write that c as a constant. So here I am writing another formula, that integration of sec square x dx is tan x plus c. So we may use this also here, some another formula of similar to this. You can write this as 2, 1 upon cos square, you can write this sec square x, and this 3, you can write this sin upon cos, this is tan x, and 1 upon cos, this is sec x dx. So 2, you know, you have seen this formula, this sec square is, this is tan x, and this 3 you can take it out, you can write this tan x into sec x dx. So this is the formula of sec x, you can see this here, and so this is 2 tan x, and this is 3 sec x dx. So integration, I am writing the here sec x into tan x, integration is your sec x, so you can write this as sec x plus c. So we have used some basic formulas, so it's required that you remember all the formulas so that you can use them, you know, in a speedily manner, so that you can solve questions properly. Thank you. Please share, subscribe. Thank you.